All right, so we reached to this point now, and now we're going to add a button over here for each of the fields. That button will show me that I can delete records. So for that, I can just come to my view, the customer view, and at the end, I will create a column, just the same column, and just paste it over here. And the text would be, since everything is being fetched from the, everything is fetched from the from action. So I'm just going to bring the I18 in file, and I'll just pass the titles over here, or it's not even a field name, it's a button title. So I'll just say it should be action, and it is just an action. Right, so now come back to the, I'll leave the base controller from here, and customer, done it. And I need to add another column over there. I'll call that as, oh, just copy this text from here. Inside that, I'll just paste a button. So each will be a button. And on the press of the button, something's going to happen. Now the text again over here for the, I would use, there is a thing in it that's called as icon for the button. And that will be SAP icon. And so it is delete something, I suppose. Let's see if it works or not. Delete. So SAP icon delete. That's the icon. And there must be a function that will, the event name that's going to work on it. So that would be on delete. DLELDLETE on delete. So yes, this is how it's going to be, the delete. So we need to go to the same page, customer view controller.js. And let me just make some room over here where I can pass on delete and say function. And again, and pass this thing. And first I'll start with a message box, because when you want to delete something, you need to pass the message box. Not confirm, there's a confirm type. And you can just come and say, are you sure? You want to delete, right? So this is the message box I want to pop up. And let me see, message box is there. It's not there, you see. So which is why the help wasn't coming, the code completion. So I'll say SAP/m/ message box. Pass it over here. Message box, and yeah, this is how it is. And I also need ui5 for now. So right now I'll just stop. I won't use it and just come to the page and see if everything is really working fine. So it will update itself. The code will be auto updated, and then you will see the data over here. with this field name that's not coming. That should just go to the place where written this I18 and all right, so now just go and press it. Yes, now I'm going to hit on this delete button and it should fire a pop-up came and the pop saying, are you sure you want to delete? So when I press OK, it's going to delete it, right? So for that, I need to go back to the code and say, because it is part of the message box dot confirm, so I need to come inside the message box and say on close a function should fire a function and we'll take a parameter choice schoic choice parameter, and then once the choice is okay, so if my choice equals triple equals okay, keep it in single quotes, okay, then so it's not direct deletion. You need to wait for it till the person makes a choice. So if it makes a choice, then you should be saying that this dot I need to carry a function over here, a function. So let me just tell what I'm about to do. Call a function over here. Over here. So you can just write the whole big function of the three methods that we talked about, right? What are the three things? Get the model. Second thing, remember, prepare the entity. And the third thing that you need to put is the method, right? So this is the function that I'm going to put over there, the three things, but outside, and I will just call it inside, right? Rather than, cluttering it with so many details inside it, right? So it's just a simple thing. So I'm just going to say that since it is out of our over here, what we can do instead of on close function, we can just get rid of this function and come over here and say equals. We can use arrow function instead, so that you understand what I'm saying, so that this thing should get the context from this function, the main function. Now I will say this dot a private function. I'm going to say delete on delete on delete call, and this is the function I'm going to make on delete call. So just to let you know that I'll come back. Don't worry. Absolutely over here. Let me just write it first and make a function over here. Make a function and then of course give it this thing here that's called as comma, so that everything should look. What I'm saying is that you see on delete, does it have any reference in the view? Yes or no? On delete, does it have any reference on the view? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Right. Good. And on init, you know that. On create, does it have any reference? On search. Okay. So all the thing has got a reference. On delete call, does it have any reference in the view? No. So that means this dash that I've used, underscore, tells that it's a private function. So that when, let's say, any other coder actually is looking through your code and he sees that, okay, he will understand that it is just a part of a bigger function, right? It was a bigger function on delete. And it's just a part of it. I have just kept it outside the function, and I'll call it inside over here. That's it. Nothing very big. I could have simply written the whole code that I'm about to write in it inside this thing, okay? But it will look very cluttered, so it's a segregation. That's it. Nothing big I'm doing over here. So on delete call. Okay, fine. So now I have to use o event, because you see, we need an o event over here. Why? Because you can just come over here and just check out. There are so many rows in it. You click on the rows, so an event has to be registered on which row actually you have made the click. Okay, so an o event should be there. That's gonna get you the context of this thing. Okay, and then we can just go ahead and delete it. So what exactly are we looking for, and how do we create delete? Let me just bring you to this code over here, and just take a look at this point. Okay, you see, there's already made code over here, this point. So the idea is that we should get the key. How do you make a delete? Delete whatever that's a delete call rather. So you get the entity set name, and you need the keys for it. So if you have got multiple keys, you're going to pass multiple keys. In my case, I've got just one key, right? So whichever you have got, you will check yours, I'll check mine. And in my case, the key is the ID, got the customer ID, right? Let's say you have got 4 keys, so you have to make 4 keys over there for deletion, right? So you need to pass those keys over there. So the idea is that when I click on it, I should get 18. This is my goal, right? In your case, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, all of these are your keys. So you need to get all the 4 things, right? And then finally you have to make the URL that will look with the customer entity set, your own entity set, flight data, and then first key, second key, third key, fourth key, you need to concatenate. So this is how you do a delete operation. You have done the delete operation, haven't you? You have done the delete operation on gateway, haven't you? Okay, let me just pause the video for a while. Just hang on for a second. So I need to get the model name over here, get source, get binding context, and what is the model name? Custom model, I know it, but I should copy it from somewhere. Okay, this is the model name. I'll get the model, and then I'm going to get the object, get object. That's the method over here. Get object. So once I get the model, I just want to get the whole object of this thing. That means the whole one record. That's one object in it. So this is how I'm going to get it. And I have to go to the sources tab to see if really we are getting the things what we intend to. So we will just go to the customer detail over here, go to the inspect section and sources. And you must have noticed one thing, that I just created the whole thing. This time I did not go to O event. Did you notice that? And went along with it, right? Because there was a glitch in it, which is why I didn't go over there. It's really tough to find it. For every O event, you can just flow with it, right? But here the flowing is a bit tough because there's a bit of a code that you have to somehow memorize it. This is where I'm saying you have to really memorize this part of the code so that so that their things should be done. So although it is playing itself, but there is no way you can, you need, there's a hard way to actually get the whole thing that I'm saying right now from O event to the point I said. Let's go over there and check whether what I said makes sense or not. You can still go over there and let me just go to the sources tab. And inside the delete one on delete, this is what at line number 26 I intend to work properly. And if I hit on this thing, of course it's going to hit it. And if you just come to O event, but you see there's M parameter and you have got O source. If you go inside, let me just also go to the O event section, and if at all I wanted to just flow from here without remembering anything, only idea is that I need the key. That's my main goal, right? Whether I get it from context, whether I get it from anywhere, I don't care. But my eyes will only look for one thing, that's called as anything related to the path, anything related to anything. If I get the path, till I can make my way out. So if you come to the M parameters, most of the times you remember you went to the M parameters to see the things. But here, if you see, you're not getting anything in an absolutely clear way. Let's go to O source. So if you go dig into the O source, then you get a binding context over here. And most of the times it is about the context. So if you, again, you see in the binding context, it just provides an object over here. So what it's saying is that you can just get the object. And you see nowhere you can just go ahead and get the things that I was talking about. And nowhere it talks about the model or anything. So somewhere you have to memorize it. The aggregation is there, and there are arrays and cells. So and cells, and there you keep on digging in, and then you have got I don't know. So this is the point. It is stopping us at, okay, the object part. So and then you have got M properties. You see, finally I reached to this text 18, M properties and text 18. You see that? So it was too much of a digging in I need to do in order to get that. If at all you can reach to this point, so you can make your way out. Rather, the best way out is that if you could remember this get binding context. Let me see if at all it is giving me the context or not. If I just place my uh, mm, context over here, it's not giving me right now. It should give me the object. Yes, see, when I hover the mouse on the O context, so it gives me the currency, it gives me the customer name. So because you need these things, right? So you must also get your own fields, currency, customer name, and these kind of things. All right. So just get whatever you want to. So I'm getting it. Now I'm going to just come back to the code. So it's working for me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pass this O context over here inside this on delete call. Because this thing is going to take, actually, it's going to come over here. So it's going to receive some parameter. That's O context. I need that context because simple coding that I'm doing over here. Param context. So the same context is coming over here. This is the argument. O context is the argument that's passed for this for this parameter. Okay, because I need those keys. How will I transfer the keys that I'm getting over here into this function? So of course, this is how we can transfer it. And now once I get the keys, let me just get the keys first. So let my key so let the key equals. So now I can just get the context from here, and you see my param dot id, whatever the name was, id or something, param dot customer id. Let me see what it was. We went, wait, oh, context. It is customer ID. So let me just double click on it, copy it, and come over here. Dot customer ID. This is the key I have just made. This is the main thing I have to do over here. All right. So in your case, you will be get key 1, key 2, key 3, key 4, and just from the params, just get it. Now I want to see really if I'm getting it or not. So just come over here and remove this breakpoint. Are you sure? Cancel. Let come once again, and I'll show it to you how it's working. So let me just come to that point again. All right, so now the data is going to come, and once I need to inspect inside my, so I just hit, let's say, Vradhi over here, and let's see what we get. So on delete, it goes to line number 31. Once the choice is made, okay, and then it's going to come at line number 40 because I'm calling this function on delete code, and it's getting the context that I passed from here, and finally it will come over here in the parameter. So let me just show you what's happening. If you could remember this addition thing that we did in the beginning of the JavaScript, this is what we are actually passing the numbers over here, and this is the param. Do addition, so this is what we're doing. Okay, let's come to the play part, and you see it's asking, are you sure? So we are on this part now. Are you sure? So yes, we are, and we're gonna hit OK. So it's gonna make a choice now, and it says, okay, fine, the choice is made, and it's okay. Call this delete on call. So it's gonna come and hit 40, and yes, you see, and the param is again the same context that we transferred over here. You see, it's carrying the same thing: currency, customer name, and customer ID. Your case, you'll be making key 1, key 2, key 3, key 4, right? Because it's the 3 steps that matter. Now, customer ID I've got 19, and you see it is what I want to. So everything is going cool now. So what I'll do over here is I'll just come to the same thing that I did. Let the 3 steps, let O model equals this dot. Is there anything in the base controller? You could remember, you could tell me, or I'll check the base controller. If you have written any code for it. What do you want to do? You want to, okay, get model is the thing. Get model, come to this point, this dot get model. So I'll get the O data model. And next step, I'll go and say entity equals, we have to create the entity. So the first thing, this is not important part, let me just bring it from here so that we can just do that. I'm just going to copy this part from here and bring it over here. You should get your own things copied so that it becomes easy for you to concatenate it if you have got multiple keys over there. If you're an expert, you can just go on with concatenation as fast as you can, no problem. If you're not like me, then you can just come over here and bring it and train your eyes in picking the things up and pasting it over here. And that's really is a very easy way out. So what I want to know is this part first. So I'll just put this part first. So let me just pass with the customer entity set. It needs a slash with, let me just put it. There should be a slash over here. I didn't bring it. So first part is this. I'm going to put it over here. Right. Is it correct? Let me just put a slash over here so that I should know what to. So I just put this part over here and then a plus. And then I need 3. So how am I getting 3? The key is getting me the 3 things, and then a plus, and the next part that's left is this part, and I'm gonna, sorry, and I'm gonna put this bracket, Control C, and done it. You see that? So now it will be dynamic. So the key will change accordingly. Then you change the hit on each of the things. So yes, after this, there is one thing that's called as a method. The third thing, we got the model, we got the entity, and the third thing is a model. So we'll say model dot remove is the method. And now let's pass our stuffs in it. Entity, and then a bracket, and there's a curly brace that we need to pass over here. And we will say success, and we will use arrow function over here. Sorry, that's called as response. Let me just put response over there, and the equals sign, and done. And for the next, I'm gonna do the success and the error. Error will come with this function. Error. On purpose, I wrote ERR so that you should not get confused with error and error. So you can write anything as it told you. Then once you get the success, you will say message box dot success, and you got a success and you say deletion happened or record deleted, and with the same message box with an error, you will say deletion failed. And once the message box success is done, then you're going to hit comma, and again another function that we're going to pass inside it on close. On close, what's going to happen is on close. So here, this dot. Okay, now you need to understand this part of the code. Wait, we will do it later a bit. Let me just leave it on close right now. Should I? Otherwise, we'll come and stop over here. No problem. Okay, so see, I've done it. I'll come back to this part again, and I'll tell you what is the idea behind this on close and what do I want to achieve. So this is what the current status is. And let me just go to the customer detail now and remove this thing from here. And this is my current status. I want to just hit the code and do the delete over there. And on deletion, it should refresh itself, right? And we already have a refresh code written on top. You saw that? That when we did the call, get method, right? It's on init. We wrote some code, right? If you don't, if see on init, if you come over here, this is the code, right? This is what we want to run again to refresh itself, get the new set of data. So let's go for deletion. Vinod is the one that I want to delete right now. It is asking me, are you sure you want to delete? I said, okay, I want to delete, and it should give me record deleted, and I'll say okay. But once I hit okay, Vinod is still there. That's the problem it's talking about. And when I refresh the page, keep a check on it. What's the ID of Vinod? 18. So after the refresh, this which is the one I'm doing it manually, it should fetch me the data without Vinod. So you see Vinod is not there. So what I'll do over here, just understand the code, right? We will come to the top, and whatever is written inside the on init, I'll cut it. Okay, I'll just cut it. And I'll paste it over here. I'll call that as private function get data. This is what I want, get data. And I'll say function and this thing and this thing. And I'll paste the same code inside it. And I'll say this dot get data. I'm just calling the same function, putting it inside the outside the on init and calling that inside the init. Why did I do that? Because I just want to use the same thing to be called over here. After deletion, the choice that we made, where is that? On close. Okay, once the choice is made, not here, the success was okay. So where did I get the message box? Here I'm getting a choice. I just need to delete the call context, and I should be doing the things over here. Here. If the choice is okay, then on delete call context. So So this is the thing it will be called, and message box. All right. So it should be over here, right? Yeah. So let me just pass it over here. This dot get data, and I will just say mm, dot bind this. Let me see it's working or not. Just come to the end of the code and say bind this. This time I'm using multiple things over here. Here I've used arrow function somewhere over here. In here I have not used arrow function, and which is why I've used a bind this. I can use that equals this. If you are getting confused with the three things I'm using simultaneously, you can just use one thing that equals this for an easiest case, and you won't have to worry about this bind this or arrow functions or anything. But for the sake of the interview, you have to use the arrow function. Now let me just go and see if it is really doing the job for us or not. I think there's a problem. There is a problem. Let me just go to check what's happening over here. Console, there's no problem. Unexpected identifier on delete. Let me just very quickly stop it. Otherwise, do it again. Come over here and let's say Sujit. We want to delete Sujit. So let's say delete. Are you sure you want to delete? Yes, I want to. Record deleted and um, okay. So you see Sujit. Okay, Sujit got deleted now. So fine. Okay, so we have done the deletion. Now let me just stop it now.